What's up, pals? I know you look at me and you think, this dude clearly knows how to cook traditional ethnic foods from all over the world. And you would be correct. That is true. I'm definitely an expert at ethnic cooking. But today, we're gonna stay inside the barbecue realm, but we're going to leave here. And we're gonna hop on an airplane and we're gonna go to Korea. And we're gonna learn how to do Korean barbecue. And actually, that's all a lie. We're just gonna stay here and cook Korean barbecue. But today, we're gonna do Korean barbecue beef sandwiches. All right, so the first thing you need to do for this recipe is head to your local meat shop. I'm gonna suggest you pick up 3 pounds of skirt steak, but you can also use flank, chuck, brisket. Any of those are gonna work fine. I would just suggest the skirt steak because I think it's more tender and I think that it tastes better. So that's what I would go with. That's what we're gonna use in this video. First thing you're gonna need to do is grab a 2.5 gallon Ziploc bag. Drop all 3 pounds of your meat right inside there, and then you're gonna put in 1 cup or 255 milliliters of light soy sauce, then get a half cup or 75 grams of light brown sugar, 1/4 cup or 60 milliliters of honey, 2 tablespoons or 30 milliliters of dark sesame oil, 10 cloves of smashed garlic. I know it seems like a lot, but trust me on this. And then approximately 3 inches or 7.5 centimeters of fresh ginger, unpeeled and sliced. You're gonna use roughly 6 scallions, rough chop them, toss those in, 1 tablespoon or 15 milliliters of a hot chili sauce, something like a sriracha, and then move your meat around when you get all that in on top of it. Allow the liquid to get all the way through the meat. Seriously guys, are we gonna have to do this every video? Don't be a sicko, it's the marinade on your meat, all right? Toss the steak in the refrigerator and let it hang out overnight. All right guys, our meat has been marinating all night. But before we can do that, we need to make a Korean barbecue sauce. Now, sometime in the year 2050, you're gonna be able to order this barbecue sauce off skullandmortar.com, but I'm gonna teach you how to make a basic one right now so you can get going on this recipe. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take 1/4 cup or 60 milliliters of honey. If you have your pan preheating, definitely don't dump the honey first because you don't want to burn the honey. So next we're going to do 1/4 cup or 60 milliliters of light soy sauce. Don't put the dark in there, the light, my friend. Next we're going to use 1/4 cup or 60 milliliters of pear juice. Then we're going to use 2 tablespoons or 40 grams of garlic chili sauce. Then we're going to have 2 teaspoons or 10 milliliters of rice wine. 10 milliliters of regular sesame oil. There's a regular and a dark. Make sure you use the regular. 1 clove of minced garlic. Whoa, near fatality. 1 teaspoon or 2 grams of fresh minced ginger. And then last, we're gonna put 1 teaspoon or 5 milliliters of a hot chili sauce, like sriracha, right in there. This is actually sriracha, what I'm using. Next, you want to make sure you bring that to a boil, and once you get it to a boil, you're just going to let it slow simmer for about 15 minutes or so. Alright guys, so a key factor to making this sauce is after you're done, you got to let it cool down. It's going to allow it to thicken up, it's going to allow those sugars to kind of just bond back together and make it more of a sauce versus more of a liquid. Now, I want mine to get cool fast, so I'm going to go ahead and toss mine in the refrigerator, and then I'm going to handle my meat. Guys, for real, every freaking video, stop it, okay? Be mature. We're adults here. So go ahead and grab your skirt steak. It should be good marinated. Now we're gonna wanna take it out of the bag, and we're gonna set it over here on this drying rack and kind of let it drip dry for a second. Let's talk about how we're gonna cook this meat. We're gonna use this flat top right here, which you can tell is rip-roaring hot at this point. If at home you don't have a flat top, you can use a pan, you can use a regular grill, or you could do what I would normally do and use a smoker. Now, if you're going to use the smoker, make sure that you just get your internal temperature up to about 130 to 140 degrees before you take it off. You want it to be in the medium range, so make sure that you're monitoring your internal temperature for that. Now, the next point you're going to want to consider is you don't want to over season this meat. And I know that sounds weird coming from me because I literally cake seasoning onto everything. But in this instance, it's been sitting in a lot of salty liquid all night, so we don't want to keep pounding it with salt. It's going to be too much. It's a thin piece of meat. So don't over season here. We're just going to go straight from the marinade directly onto your cooktop. All right, this surface is ready. It's extremely hot. It's like brutally hot at this point. So we're going to go ahead and throw our meat just right on top of that. That sear noise is exactly what you want to hear. So the key for this is you want to go about 2 to 3 minutes per side. It's not going to take you more than about 5 minutes to cook this, but you want to get a good sear on the outside while keeping it juicy. It's very thin cut, don't overcook it, or you're going to get a brutally rough piece of steak. Alright guys, our meat is done. We're going to take it off, we're going to set it aside, and we're going to let it rest for about 15 minutes. It's essential that you let it rest. Resting is extremely important, especially when you have tough cuts of meat like skirt steak, flank steak, brisket, any of that stuff, because it allows the fibers of the meat to kind of open back up and take back in some of the fat and the juices that they've let out. So it's what's going to help keep your meat delicious. So throw it back on your baking rack. We're just going to let it hang out here in the open, man. All right, guys, now we have our bolillo rolls. You see, I got them slathered here with Kewpie mayo, which I'm probably mispronouncing, and somebody's going to make fun of me for some point. But we got that lathered on here pretty good, and it's important that when you're toasting your buns, that you get a good fat on there. It's going to allow it to toast evenly, and it's going to build like a nice layer of. It's going to be like a nice toasted layer. It's going to be good. Now we're going to take our skirt steak back to the cutting board, and we're almost there, guys. It's very close. Now just go ahead, get a good slicing knife, and just cut that bad boy into strips, just like that. You want to keep it, very thin. You can stack some meat up like I have here, help you get through it a little faster. And we got to have a little taste, of course, to make sure it's on fire. Coming along very nice. This is going to be okay. And we're just going to toss it right in the pan. Keep your temperature on low. We're not actually cooking the meat at this point. The meat's cooked. It's where we want it to be. We just want to get a warm environment for the sauce and everything to kind of bond together with the meat. Now that you have all your meat in the pan, you're going to want to go back to some of that sauce you made earlier. Just get some of that sauce in there. Drop your scallions, and then hit the juice of 1 lime. Now make sure you get that all mixed in real good. You don't want to get too much onion in one bite. You want to make sure that you get it nice and balanced. You want the flavor spread throughout. So now we're just going to let that hang out for a minute, and we're going to get ready to dress our sandwiches. It is finally time to eat some of this stuff. Alright guys, it is time to put this sandwich together. We have this toasted bolillo bun. We have some Kewpie, which I'm probably still pronouncing wrong. Definitely not enough. We want to go ahead and get a good amount of this on here. We're going to hit it with a little bit of lettuce. This is that chopped romaine lettuce that we just chopped up. Now we're going to reach over here, grab some of this beef. Set that right down on top of that lettuce. Now here's one of the secrets of this sandwich. You want to get over here and you want to get some kimchi, okay? The kimchi is going to add a great tartness to it. It's going to add a great bit of color to it. If you guys want me to show you how to make your own kimchi from scratch, we can do that in a video. Or you can just buy it at your Asian grocery locally. And then we're going to top this bad boy up with some Monterey Jack cheese. Shredded. Look at that thing, man. But you can't just have cold shredded cheese on the hot barbecue sandwich. This is where we're going to tag in our friends from Vitalware. We're going to hit it real quick with this culinary torch. Keep it moving so you don't burn your sandwich up. You just want to melt that cheese. Boom. And then a little more mayo on the top. By a little, I mean be gregarious, man. Really get nasty with it. And there it is. Boom. If I may steal a line from the crazy Russian hacker. Check out that sandwich right there. The perfect Korean barbecue sandwich. Gotta cut this bad boy open. Look at that. Great. Guys, you can't go wrong with this sandwich. The kimchi is great. It's got a great like pickled sharp flavor to it. The beef is delicious. It really is just like the perfect combination. You want to try it, Brandon?
Yeah.
Yeah, hop over here and try this out, man. What do you think, man? Is it worth it?
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
100%.
Well, there you go, guys. And I want to give a special shout out to Brandon here, who's helping me out. He's part of the team, and I'm really excited for where this channel is going to go. We're going to cook cooler stuff. It's going to look better. We're going to be more efficient. I'm super stoked. And you know, if you like this video, if you learned something, make sure that you like it. Leave a comment. Tell me what you want to cook. Subscribe, and I'll see you next week with a brand new recipe.